Was a girl running in our group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot
rod. I've been a little bit concerned about the chip shortage myself. I just didn't understand it. I know I had a lot of explanation of it, but I didn't understand it. And I think I get it now. And just remember, everything you hear here is Big George the Carguy's opinion. It has nothing to do with the Gerard Media or any of its 5 radio signals or even the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube that I'm on the social media. They don't want any part of me either. The headline reads, and I caught this in a back page. Nobody's talking about this. They're talking about chip shortages and you can't get cars and the prices of cars are going nuts and blah, 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 blah. But nobody's talking about this. All major chip makers pledge to give the U.S. requested data. Is the United States investigating this? Every major semiconductor company has pledged to comply with a U.S. request for information pertaining to the global chip shortage. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said on a day of a deadline set by the government. This was the past 2 weeks. I have personally called the CEOs of all the major chip producers in the U.S. and overseas, and every CEO has assured me that they will be complying and will be giving us the data we've asked for. I'm sure they will. They're going to give you anything you want to hear. Raimondo said in an interview on Monday, I think she's, yeah. I'll know a lot more after we go through the data that we received today, Raimondo said in Chicago. I hope we don't have to use the Defense Act to require, but we will if needed to, because there is a lack of transparency in the supply chain, which is breeding mistrust. We have to uncover kind of what's going on. Where are the chips going? Is there hoarding or stockpiling happening? Several big chip makers in Asia said earlier that they responded to the U.S. request without providing sensitive customer data. In other words, they're not going to tell you what's going on. But the U.S. is investigating, and they're investigating hard. To have our Commerce Secretary involved in this is Gina Raimondo. This tells me something that I've thought all along, that this could just be a chance to drive up the price percentage that the dealers make on their different cars. I mean, they're going for $2,000 and $3,000 over sticker now. Trucks are going for $5,000 or $10,000. I mean, it's crazy. Used cars are up where they're $2,000 more than they should be. You buy a car now, you'll never get your money out of it. You'll never get the actual money back out of it for use unless you keep it like forever. I don't know. And this whole chip thing, it says it right here. It says it right here in black and white. This is not something I made up. They are investigating. The Commerce Secretary, Department of the Secretary of Commerce, is investigating the chip shortage. Is it real? Is it man-made? Is it got ulterior motives? Or is it just unavoidable problems? Eric, I just don't know what to say about this. But there's a lot of variables here and a lot of options.
Yeah, there definitely is. My question is, like, why would it have to go to this level? You know, if you knew you had the chips, or if there was a shortage of chips, like, why does the U.S. have to investigate whether if it's true or not?
Well, they're starting to decide whether other companies which have not missed a beat. China still has all the chips they need for their cars. Japan has got Toyota's back in line, Honda's back online. Nobody's missing a beat except the people in the United States, the manufacturers in the United States. So if you want to buy a car from China, when it gets here, you can buy it. They got all their chips. This is what the Commerce Secretary is worried about. Okay. Is there a prejudice here? Is somebody stockpiling These chips, did the manufacturers sell them all to certain companies only? You know, I know Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler would love to have their chips back.
I mean, everybody would, right?
Oh yeah, I'd like to be able to go buy a car and not pay way too much for it.
For sure.
But and maybe we're getting used to just paying too much for everything. What do you think? Been to the grocery store lately? Anyway.
Definitely.
Wholesale used car prices continue to rise against the normal. This right now is a seasonal low for used cars. Not no more. Not no more. Wow, that was good. Not anymore. Wholesale used car prices in October continued to unseasonably rise. No kidding. Market analysis shows as the demand remains strong and automakers struggle to build new vehicles. They have no cars. And the used car lots they're full of junk right now. Cox Automotive's Mannheim Used Vehicle Value Index, hello, which tracks vehicles sold at Mannheim's U.S. auto auctions, was up 38% in October compared with the same month in 2020. So the prices are 38% more. Whew. Mannheim said some of that rise was due to seasonal adjustment, as there is typically an above-average vehicle depreciation in October. So it's supposed to go down, but it didn't. Meanwhile, Cox Automotive estimated that total used vehicle sales were down 10% over last year in October. Well, I can imagine that because there's 10% less vehicles out there. It estimated that used retail supply was at 39 days at the end of the month. Normal supply is 44 days. Wholesale supply was at 18 days, and normal supply is 23 days. Guess what? That all is a big load of... yeah, I'm gonna not tell you what that's a load of, but I'm gonna tell you like it is, and I'll tell you what's happening here with the shortage of the used cars now. People are having to. I've had more cars towed out of my place to a junkyard in the last 2 months than I have in the first 39 years I've owned that place. They are just driving them until they can't drive them anymore. And then they bring them in and they want me to look at it, and I can't even put it on my rack because it's so rotted away underneath. It's unsafe to drive. I stamp the ticket unsafe to drive. I call them. They come in, they give me the title. I call the junk man. That's just how it works. And that's what's happening. And these people are desperate for cars. They're going to go out and buy a used car that they're going to have to put big dough into. Big dough. And that's not fair. Not fair at all. Not to them. Because the average used car out there needs a lot of work. And in backing up that little story I just told you, the headline reads, the average dealership profit on pace to shatter 2020 record. This is the NADA, the National Automotive Dealers Association. Oh boy, with vehicle prices rising amid inventory shortages amid, who cares? Tomato. Profits for the average U.S. auto dealership 9 months into 2021 are on a pace to soar past the annual record set last year. No, you wouldn't kid me, would you? They're hosing people. But they got to keep the doors open too. I mean, I can understand. They can't live on repairs alone. They can't live on just their shop. They got to be selling cars. According to the National Automobile Dealers Association, the average U.S. dealership recorded net pre-tax profit of $3 million through September. That's for the first 9 months. That was more than double the $1.3 million in net profit reported for the first 9 months of 2020. It was 1.3, now it's 3.0 million. You got to be kidding me. And it's already well above the 2.1 million in net pre-tax profit recorded for the average dealership for all of 2020, which itself was an all-time record annual profit. Yeah, we're talking about the same thing. The average dealership's operating profit more than quintupled through the first 9 months of the year to 1.8 million. Net pre-tax profit includes operating profit and automaker incentive money paid out to dealerships for complying with certain performance targets. Well, I don't know how a dealer can actually rely on a performance target. I mean, how can they hit a target? There's no cars to sell. I mean, if they have them, but they're getting $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 over sticker, and that's keeping the lights on. And then, but their net profits have doubled in the first 9 months, more than doubled. It was 1.3, it went to 3.0. $3 million is the average dealer profit in 9 months. So the cars they had left, they sold at a good profit, a huge profit. If you want to go buy a new car, or if you have to go buy a new car, that's the sad part. What if you have to buy a car? What if you need to get to work, but your car is junk? Well, guess what? You got to buy a car, and you got to pay too much. That's not good. But that's what's happening out there. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Gosh almighty. I'm going to get out to the Blue Top today, Eric. I'm going to get there. We're going to have something to eat. They're going to have hot rods all over the place. This is probably the last hurrah, because if it snows, the hot rods go away. But then, that's my key to going to Blue Top more often, because that's when John starts making his regular dinners. Homemade type dinners.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, you can get a meatloaf. You can get a homemade stew. You can get just all kinds of stuff like your ma used to make.
Okay.
Because nobody's got a wife that cooks anymore, trust me. Well, I have She Who Will Be Obeyed, but we haven't let her in the kitchen ever since that unfortunate incident with the Lansing Fire Department. So we pretty much go out a lot. If I don't cook it, we go out. I shouldn't say that. She's been real good lately.
If I don't cook it, we go out. Wow.
But here's the deal. We're going to get the Blue Top because all the good meals are going to start. The winter warm-ups, I call them. He's just got some great stuff going. Ribs. Oh, when he makes ribs, he always has to text me and tell me ribs are coming. So I'm going to get out to the Blue Top today and get me something to eat. It's going to be a good day. Tomorrow, weather permitting, I don't think he'll have a band. It's going to be cold. I think it's here, guys. I think the weather has changed. We might get another day or two of beautiful day, but most of the guys are going to pack up their hot rods and put them up on the blocks in the garage and save them for next summer or next spring, as soon as the weather breaks. And Blue Top will become just a great place to go eat instead of a car show every night, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. I can live for. I'd rather have a great place to go eat than
right, for sure.
Because I see all the car shows of the world. I've seen 2 million of them, and I don't need it anymore. But I sure do like his food. That's just the way it is. Get over to Blue Top and see what's happening. You'll like it. You just heard all my Sherlock Holmes stuff for today. Man, that was some neat stuff. I spent just. The more I dug, the more I found, and I thought, I'm in a cave here. I'm in the cave that has all the answers, and I'm not getting out until I get everything. And I got it all. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on right now. And decorum prohibits me from saying, okay? That's just how it works. And I don't want to hear about it. Anyway, we're going to jump around the car world. I got a lot of great neat things to talk about. 928 Car Guys, if you want to weigh in on any of my allegations. Not allegations. They're in black and white. This is everything I reported to you is right. Some of the stuff I speculated on is me only. Tesla has beaten Mercedes for the number 3 spot in the U.S. luxury registrations through September for the first 9 months. Tesla has passed Mercedes-Benz for the number 3 spot in luxury vehicle registrations this year through September, according to data from Experian. The electric vehicle maker appears to have enough momentum to close the gap with number 2, Lexus, and U.S. luxury leader BMW, before the year is over. They're going. Tesla totaled 230,855 vehicle registrations for the first 3 quarters of the year. That's a lot. Passing Mercedes with 213,708. And Experian showed, this is their data, Lexus was in second place with 245,864. And BMW was leading the market with 259,000. Yeah, in the 9-month period. That's a good deal. But you got to remember, Tesla's coming, and they don't have the chip problem. They don't have a chip problem at Tesla. The California automaker's remarkable rise comes amid a chip shortage that has introduced supply constraints into the battle for the luxury buyers. Tesla has been able to weather the semiconductor shortage better than some rivals, partially by using software functions previously controlled by chips. Well, I read you the story about one of their software functions, that emergency braking. They had to go over the air and make it not happen again. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there, but they're climbing up the top of them. Ford, the e-transit van, them are cool. I like the transit vans. They are delivering e-transits, that's electric transits, to some businesses. Ford Motor Company has begun delivering pre-production models of its 2022 e-transit vans to some businesses as part of a pilot program meant to test the new Ford Pro commercial services. There you go. The automaker declined to say how many businesses are part of the pilot, but noted Penske Truck Leasing, there you go, and utility provider National Grid are among the participants. It is unclear how many e-transits are involved, although the participating businesses received at least one van as well as access to telematics software and charging tools tailored for commercial fleets. Beyond supplying all-electric vehicles to customers, Ford Pro is helping businesses determine better solutions to energy management and fleet efficiency. Ford Pro CEO Ted Canis said, "Our services link to the vehicles to the entire operational environment of the business, which is the only way EVs, electric vehicles, will stick. Anything else is just disruptive in their business bottom line. In other words, it costs too much to actually take advantage of." Well, yeah, Ford, the e-transit, the electric transit vehicle, I got to know what they say nothing. If you think about it, Eric, they don't brag about the range. They don't brag about the top speed. They don't brag about how long everything lasts. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be right or not.
No. And boss, real quick on Facebook Live, Bill Catlow says, "Is it all part of the new Green Deal agenda rise the price of gasoline-powered cars to force you to buy electric vehicles with government help thanks to the taxpayers? ?
Well, Bill, here's what I got for you. And you take this and run with it. But we've already closed one pipeline. We're about to close another. 2 years ago, we were exporting oil. Now we're importing it. And it's going to get more expensive as it goes. You're looking, if we close another one, your gas will go up to $7 or $8 a gallon. You'll be like Europe. All right? It'll be just like Europe. And I don't know why this is happening. Don't ask me that, because I'm not that inclined. But I know the vehicle business, the car world, is completely beat up right now by whatever's going on in the country and in the world today. We are taking it on the chin. And the parts that are not available, and I mean, I can't. My business, I can't get brake rotors. I have a hard time getting brake rotors, and they're double the price. My brake job that used to be $350 is now $500 or $450. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But the prices are the prices. I don't make them. I just sell them. And this is all getting. We're paying a lot more for everything. I mean, I go to the grocery store. Trust me, we're paying a lot more for everything, and it's just
unnecessary.
It is
super unnecessary.
As far as I'm concerned, it's unnecessary, but it is what it is. And again, that's my opinion. Your car guy, nothing to do with Gerard Media or any of the 5 radio signals or the social media which I inhabit.